Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 100 of the Best Day Ever Crafting podcast. This is a podcast about my making journey and celebrating with you all the reasons why crafting every day makes for the best day ever. My name is Trish, and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Tie-Dye Diva. Show notes can be found in the description box below, and I will leave a link to the show notes in the Ravelry group, which is called the Best Day Ever Crafting Podcast group. So if this is your first time here, welcome. This is just my space here on the internet where I share my love of making and just pretty much give updates on what crafty things I've been up to. And for my returning viewers, welcome back. It has been quite a while. I think it's been about 5 weeks. When I last recorded, I had no intention of it being this long. Life has been interesting, should I say. In the past few weeks, I've been sick, dealing with some new medical stuff, family illness. Work has been absolutely insane. My niece, on a happy note, my niece is getting married next week. So there have been lots of planning and just work around that, helping her get in, she and her soon-to-be husband's new place, and just a lot of things. And yeah, just a lot. And I just have not been feeling as well as I would like to have felt for the past few weeks. It's been a struggle, I must admit. So I said this morning when I got up, I said, you know what? I'm just going to turn the camera on. I literally have about 40 minutes before I have to go into a work meeting. So I'm just taking this time, and I'm going to update you on all the things I've been working on since we last chatted. You can probably still hear a lot of congestion in my voice. I apologize for that, and I will try to take lots of water breaks to help alleviate as much of that as possible. So let's get right into it. Since time is limited, I've got project bags all over the place. So why don't we start out with, I want to start out with a finished object, but it is in, I just realized it's in the living room. This is just a preview of probably how things are going to go for the next few minutes. So just hold tight while I go get this finished object. Okay, here we are. And as you can see, I am back in my craft room today. I really enjoy recording in my living room, but my neighbor is home today, and I just feel like he just paces the floor nonstop, and it's really annoying and loud, and I don't want the camera will definitely pick that up. So hopefully in this location here in the back of our apartment where my craft room is, the noise will be less noticeable. But if you hear some creaking, that's what it is. So the finished object I want to share with you is called the Small Fry Scarf. This is a pattern by Samantha Guerin, and I actually was a part of her testing group for this pattern, and it is now available on Ravelry. So here is my finished object of the Small Fry Scarf. So this is the center of the scarf, and there's the end, both ends here. And I'm going to bring this close up so you can see the beautiful texture that is in this scarf. This beautiful texture is achieved by slip stitches, and I don't want to give away too much of the pattern because it is a paid for pattern. And I will also say, if you hate purling, there is minimal purling in this scarf. So as you can see, it's a very it's not a very deep scarf, so it's definitely meant to be worn somewhat as a bandana, but because it is so long, you will definitely be able to tie it twice. And I'm going to insert a picture here of me wearing the scarf. So again, as you can see from the picture, it is long enough for you to be able to start here. This is the way I tied it. I started here at the center of the scarf, tied it around the back, and then brought it to the front. And even though this is it's as I said, it's not a very deep scarf, but because you're tying it double, it is extremely warm. What makes my scarf even warmer is the yarn that I used. I used Jill Draper. Oh, the name of the yarn is escaping me. I'm going to put it right down here at the bottom. But I use Jill Draper. It is a sport weight non-superwash yarn, and it is really, really pretty. All the information about the colorways and everything will be on my Ravelry page, which will be in the show notes, but that's pretty much very accurate in the color. It's like a rusty color with some moody greens and specks of red. It's a really, really beautiful color. I believe there are about 350 yards in the skein, and I was able to complete my scarf with just one skein. I was definitely playing yarn chicken. I literally had about that much left. So the yarn counts on the pattern are definitely accurate, and it was just a very enjoyable knit. I will say that it is not difficult at all. The pattern is charted as well as written. Each row is written out, and if I'm not mistaken, it's three different sections. And as I said, each of the sections are written out row by row, and it's up to like about a 24 row repeat. So even though it's very simple to knit, I wasn't able to memorize the pattern. I had to definitely refer to the pattern to make sure I was on point, but extremely enjoyable. It's not one of those patterns where you have to be tied to it and focus. Even though I had to look at the pattern, I was able to watch television, watch movies and podcasts, and listen to ebooks. So definitely, I won't say a mindless project, but definitely meditative and very enjoyable and very simple. So again, this is the Small Fry Scarf by Samantha Guerin. So that's my only finished object of the day. I do have a half finished object. I completed one sock. So I will share that with you. Nope, it's not in that bag. I hope I don't have to go back in the room to grab it. Nope, here it is right here. So this is, I believe the name of this pattern, I think it's Find the Joy. It is a pattern by Kay Litton, who is also known as the Crazy Sock Lady. So I was able to complete one of those socks, and here it is here. I'm going to put this, let me see if I can reach over and get a sock blocker without causing an avalanche. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to put this on a sock blocker because you'll be able to see the patterning. Oh, I think that's a trash truck if you hear that noise. It's like all the noise as soon as I hit the record button. Now, this is my first time putting this on a sock blocker, and I must say I'm really loving the way this looks. This is so beautiful. So again, this is the Find the Joy sock. I think that's the name of the pattern. It is a pattern by Kay Litton, the Crazy Sock Lady, for sure. I know that for sure. I did opt to do a couple of rows in the contrast color here at the top of the cuff. And there you can see the patterning in the sock. I've got the contrast heel as well as the contrast toe. Really, really beautiful. The yarn is by the Farmer's Daughter. This is from the Sock Squad. I believe of course it's trash day. Let me see if I have my, so I don't have the ball band with me, but again, the colorway will be in the show notes on my Ravelry page. But it's a really beautiful, very muted green with some specks of brown. And the contrast color is here. I do believe this is a 100% merino wool, and it's so, the texture on this yarn is just so beautiful. Almost reminds me of knitting with like a merino cashmere blend. This repeat on this sock, I believe it's about 4 rows. Again, this one is actually very easy to memorize. I'm just so thankful for patterns like that because I just haven't had the brain space here lately to really focus on complicated knits. So I really, really enjoyed this. And I have cast on sock number 2. And I haven't gotten to the patterning yet. Hold on. In true Trish fashion, I've dropped a stitch off the needle because I don't have my point protectors. But I have started with sock number 2 and the cuff is almost done. I'm knitting these on higher sharps, US 1 2.25 millimeter needles. So hopefully this weekend I will have some time to work on sock number 2, get some progress on that. Now I also started another sock since the last time we chatted, and that sock is hanging out in this adorable project bag. I picked this up from a yarn shop in Maryland that has since closed. It was called Vulcan's Rest, and I just found out that they closed shop a few weeks back, and I was just so sad and devastated. I had no idea they were going to close. If you had a chance to go to Vulcan's Rest, then if you know, you know. Absolutely beautiful yarn shop. So anyway, this is a bag that I picked up. Cute little cats. And this is another sock that I am working on. I'm looking over there to see if I have the ball band. I don't have the ball band for this sock either. But again, all the information will be in the show notes. This is the type of, this is what my life has been for the past few weeks. So I do apologize for not being as together as I would like to be. But here is sock number 1. This is also a Kay Litton Crazy Sock Lady pattern. And this is her, just her basic magic loop top down sock pattern. And I absolutely love this yarn. I've had this in my yarn collection for years. And my oldest son, the oldest twin, I was just sitting knitting one day, and he was just, I don't know, he was just so focused on me knitting. And I asked him, I think I was working on the other pair of socks. And I asked him, I said, do you enjoying watching me? He was like, yeah. He said, can you make me a pair? And I was just like floored because the younger twin, Armani, he loves hand knit socks. He loves them so much that he wears them out. He wears them to death. But Adrian, the oldest twin, never wanted any parts of hand knit socks. So the fact that he said, can you make me a pair of socks? I jumped on the opportunity. We came in here, we tossed the stash, and this is the color he picked out. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it when a speckled yarn just stays consistent throughout. There's no crazy pulling or anything like that. I did opt for a really deep cuff. I've got 56 stitches on here. He has a really small foot. I guess he inherited that from me. I believe he wears a size 7 men's shoe. So, and he has a very narrow foot. So I believe this is going to fit him really, really well. And I'm really enjoying working on them. So these are going to go in my purse for sure this weekend. And hopefully I'll have some downtime to work on those. Doing a quick time check. I think we're still looking pretty good. Let's move on into another project that I've been working on. Now this project you have seen several times, and to be quite honest with you, I feel so bad about not having this project done, because this is a sample knit for a yarn shop that I agreed to do probably a year ago, and I have not gotten this project to them yet. This is I believe this is the DRK Everyday Cowl. The knitting on the cowl is complete. I just need to weave in the ends and bind it off, do a twist, and then sew both these ends together. And I don't know why I cannot focus enough to sit down and do that. But the next time you see this, it will be done. I'm going to put this on my planner as a goal for this week coming up to get this finished. This patterning design you see here is also achieved by slip stitches. And this is also a very meditative, very enjoyable pattern to work on. The yarn that I use to knit this is this color changing yarn. As you can see here in the skein, is by Queensland Collection. This is the Rainbow Beach yarn. And the color is colorway 101. And I'm also combining it, so holding 2 strands together. So the Queensland Beach is being held with the Cascade Heritage sock. This is colorway 5681, and it's just a really basic cream color. So yes, hopefully, there's no hopefully, I got to get this done. I got to get to the shop to drop this off, but hopefully I can show it to you when it's all done and completed. So as I mentioned, life has been really complicated and stressful here lately. So I'm very happy that even though things have been kind of crazy, I've still been able to be quite productive. And I attribute that to having lots of really simple projects on the needles. So one project I've been giving quite a bit of attention to is my knitted patchwork recipe blanket. And I think I haven't showed this since I did my winter vlog videos. But as you can see, hopefully you can see that I have added quite a few more squares to my blanket. And I have also taken the time to weave in all of the ends. So that makes me very, very happy. So yeah, thank goodness for really simple, mindless projects when life gets a little crazy. I will link to this pattern also in the show notes. Well, in the show notes, there's a pattern page for this project. And as you can, just going to show you, it's sitting in one of my one of my vintage Fat Squirrel bags, and there are all of my minis in there that I intend to use in my upcoming squares. And once I finish using all of these to put one square, then I will add this. These minis will go to my my other project bag, which is over there, which is housing my granny stripe blanket. So let's see here. I think we're doing really good. I just have one more new cast on to share with you, and that is a new sweater. So if you don't already know, I am hosting a year-long make-along with Rochelle of the Queen's Yarn Boutique podcast, and the name of the knit-along is the Year of the Sweater Make-Along. So it's not a knit-along, it is a make-along. All sweaters are eligible for prizes. Kid sweaters, men's sweaters, children's sweaters, baby sweaters, crochet sweaters, knit sweaters, vest, sleeveless sweaters, short sleeve sweaters, long, just cardigans. If it's a sweater, it qualifies to go into the make-along. Hello, this is Trish from the future. Instead of waiting until the next episode, I decided to announce the winner of the March Year of the Sweater Make-Along on this episode. So I'm going to put the name of the winner right down here across the screen because I don't know how to pronounce it, but she knit a beautiful coastal crop raglan, and she used Madeline Sport as well as Neighborhood Fiber Company Studio DK, and it's absolutely beautiful. I'll insert a picture of her sweater right here as well. So congratulations, winner, and you will be winning these 2 skeins of Urban Girl Yarns sock yarn. I chose these 2 because they're really beautiful, and it's a nice spring color, and I think it would really complement your spring knitting. So again, congratulations, and I look forward to seeing more of the photos in the Ravelry Year of the Sweater Make-Along thread. So I decided to cast on a new sweater. This has been in my queue for a very long time, and I've got my pattern printed off here, and I'm going to try to find the cover picture. This is the Vneck Boxy, and this is a pattern by Johi Locatelli. You can't really see much of the design of this sweater, so I'm going to insert a picture here. So again, this is the Vneck Boxy, and I always wonder why designers put these pictures in such dark colors, because you really can't see the details. So it's basically a really oversized sweater, and it's got these on the shoulder, there's some beautiful ribbing that is done on the shoulder and the back, and the rest of the sweater is knit in plain stockinette. And it's literally in the shape of a box. And like I said, it's wide as a box, and then you pick up stitches around the sleeves, around the armhole, which comes to, I believe, like about maybe even further down than the elbow. You pick up stitches and you finish knitting your sleeves, which I believe are, you can knit them as long as you want to, but on the pattern they do look, it does look like it's long sleeves, but I will probably do either 3/4 sleeves or bracelet sleeve length. I don't want the sleeves to be too long on this, and I think it's okay to show you this schematic. So it's just so you can see the actual shape of the sweater. So let me show you my boxy, which is hanging out in my newest Fat Squirrel Fibers project bag. Look at all those beautiful colors, and a little house there sitting amongst the forest, surrounded by beautiful flowers. Now, the construction of this sweater is really interesting, and I doubt if you will be able to see the shape taking place, but I'm going to just show you what I have thus far. So I've completed the top back of the sweater, which is here. This is the, hold on. So I've completed the top. This is the top back of the sweater here. This is the left, this is going to be the left sleeve. And over here, you can see that I have completed the top front right of the sweater, and here are the sleeves. So again, a really, really interesting construction. It's a lot of, at a certain point, there is a lot of put this on hold while you work this section, put this on hold while you work that section. But that is so you will be able to knit the sweater in one piece without having to seam the sweater. So again, you can't see a lot of what's going on here, but hopefully the next time you'll be able to, hopefully maybe I'll have the sleeves joined, and I'll just be knitting in the round and you can actually see the structure of the sweater. So the yarn that I'm using for this, which is absolutely beautiful and stunning, is from Queen's Yarn Boutique, and unfortunately she is no longer dyeing yarn, but this is in her Pop Life fingering base, and the color is Vibranium, and it's just so beautiful. Those speckles of teal and different shades of purple. There might even be some black in here, or either just a really deep purple. And again, just beautiful dye work where everything is just so consistent. There's no crazy pulling on this. Once I join in the round, I will be alternating skeins just to make sure that I don't have any issues with any lines of demarcation or anything. So that is the goal for that. So very, very happy with this. I am knitting this on a US 4 needle. And what else can I say? This, I believe I did say this is a fingering weight sweater. So it is quite an investment in time. But I've wanted to knit a Vneck Boxy for so long. And one thing you might be able to see, let me see if I can hold this up so you can see this here. It's kind of like on a slope. So this is going to be, and this is achieved by increases. So this is going to be the front, the right side of the V-neck. So it's probably making absolutely no sense to you, but that is the design of the sweater. So that is my sweater tube for the Year of the Sweater make along. And the next time I record, I will be drawing a prize for the March entries in the Ravelry group. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been working on. I do have a couple of acquisitions. Let's see here. My Yarnable March subscription came in. Let me make sure this is indeed March. Yep, March 2024. And the color of this is Here We Go. And this is on her plush sock base. How beautiful is that? So, so lovely. So that came in, and I actually received the April installment yesterday, but I haven't gotten to the haven't opened it up yet. So the other thing that I picked up from Joann's, which is a local craft store near me, I picked up these plastic tubings. They're actually called lace tube lacing. And you've probably seen this from many other makers. They're using this tubing to put their sleeves, their stitches on hold for certain patterns. You can stick this tubing through your knitting needle, and just draw the stitches onto the tubing instead of using yarn or maybe a spare needle, so that way you keep your needles free. But anyway, this can get really pricey if you purchase it through some of the more well-known yarn shops. You can also pick this up on Amazon, or again, you can get it from Joann's for a steal. So I picked up 2, more than I will ever need. It says it's 4 pieces, and I don't know if it says how long these are. Oh, it says 60 feet. So each one is 60 feet, which is more than enough for putting your sleeve stitches on hold. If you want to try on your sweater, or for whatever reason you need to put them on hold. So was very happy to pick this up. I got this tip from someone on Instagram, and I can't remember who it was, but definitely a steal. Let's see what else is in here. So sorry for the crinkling. I should have had this opened already. Okay, that's it. That's it for the crinkling. 29 Bridges posted this beautiful skein. This is a part of the Year of Socks for the, oh, the name of the shop is escape. I'm going to put it right down here. This yarn shop in Washington State is hosting a year-long sock make-along, and I believe they're working with different dyers throughout the year to bring these different sock skeins to you. And I believe it was March they worked with 29 Bridges, and this is the color way that 29 Bridges did for that yarn shop. Isn't that beautiful? So when I saw it on Instagram, I said, I gotta have it. It almost reminds me of the vibranium I'm knitting my sweater with, but definitely more blues. Oh, this is absolutely stunning. And that beautiful contrasting skein. This is on their I believe this is their go-to sock base. It's 463 yards, and the mini skein is 92 yards, and it is a 75-25 merino nylon blend. Let's see. So the final thing I want to share with you is something that I actually picked up yesterday. So unfortunately, my father-in-law is in the hospital, and he's doing okay. So we went to see him, and I remember while we were down near the hospital is about an hour from where we live, and I remember there was a quilt shop near there. So after we left the hospital, I went into the quilt shop, and I picked up a couple of things. I picked up several patterns. And let me just show you what these are. So this is the Petite 4 pattern. This pattern is called Gummies. I thought that was really cute. This quilt pattern here is called Summer Song. And this one here is called Farmhouse Blues. These little card patterns are so nice. You get a beautiful picture of what the quilt is supposed to look like, and then on the back are your instructions. I love this because then I know that it's really simple. I've been really thinking a lot about quilting. I actually have a quilt that I need to piece together that's sitting over here. So that's on my radar to get done very soon. Again, I think that's one of those really simple things you can do when life is a bit hectic and you find it difficult to concentrate. Something really simple like that is just so wonderful to have. So this is the one I'm going to start out with first, the Petite 4, and the pattern tells you need a set of 42 5-inch squares, which is a charm pack, and you need 1 yard each of 2 background colors. So the charm pack that I chose was from One Canoe 2 by Moda Fabrics, and I believe the color is Willow, and here they are. Really difficult to see all of the beautiful colors that are in this charm pack, but they're just stunning, and I think it's going to work really well in our living room. And these are the 2 contrasting colors that I picked up to go with this. So again, this is going to be my petite 4 quilt, and hopefully I will really enjoy doing this. I've read this thoroughly and I understand completely what I have to do, and if it works out well, I have quite a bit of fabric supply that I can use to create another one. So that's all I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for being here, especially to my returning viewers. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Maybe on the next episode, I'll be able to do a life update just to let you know a few things that have been going on. And but I'm doing okay. All things considered, I'm doing okay. I'm working hard on being grateful, having gratitude, and finding the joy despite all the other things that are going on in life. So hopefully I'll be able to share some wedding pictures with you soon, which we're so excited about. So again, continue to find lots of joy in your making. Stay tuned for the next episode. Be well and enjoy making. Bye-bye.